Welcome to episode number 9 of Galan Lithium Limited. My name is JP Vargas de la Vega. I am the managing director and founder of Galan Lithium Limited. With me, I've got our CFO, Ross Dinsdale. Welcome back, Ross.
Thanks, JP. And JP, it's a great time of year to reflect on the year that has been and look out to the year that is coming. So it's a great point in time to do this type of podcast. And JP, we do have a piece of new news which has recently been announced to market. So I'll ask you really what did that project update spell out to shareholders in terms of our progress?
Well, as our shareholders know, we have a nano filtration plant that has been built here in Sydney, has been fully tested, put in skids, put into containers, and now it's on its way to Argentina. So that's quite exciting. On the project itself in Argentina, we started construction and finished pond number 4. We have changed the distribution of the ponds. So we commenced the construction and finalization of lining as well on pond number 5. The plant itself, the concrete and slab has been put in place. The ancillary stuff that we need to have in place for welcoming the plant that is on its way from Australia is almost finished. So the next few things that we need is just the buffers, the distribution of the ponds. But it's all very exciting because it's all taking shape.
That's great. So we're working with our partners, Lithium. They're doing their bit on the plant and we're doing our bit at site, of course, and putting the two together in the first quarter of next year.
Yeah, indeed. And I'll be there in Argentina when this all is happening to support Lithium, to support our team and to make sure that everything goes according to plan.
And JP, the plan for production has not changed?
No, we remain on track to be on the first half of 2025. We believe that the plant is going to be operating, so the filtration should happen. For clarity, our plant is not non-DLE, it's just using the old system of evaporation ponds. And all what we're changing is a chemical filtration plant for a mechanical filtration plant. So that's nanofiltration to us.
Yep.
And with that, I will like to ask you to have a recap on the year, because it's been what a year. You know, it's our last 12 months. It's been a bit of a roller coaster. We have had a few things. We even there was a time that we got a bid for. So please tell us what has meant for us.
You're exactly right, JP. It has been an eventful year. Look, it's first part of the year. Market-wise, it was soft. Notwithstanding, we've been able to make really positive strides forward with Hombre Muerto West, and that's just not in respect of phase 1. It's actually looking at phases ahead. So, you know, we started out with a resource upgrade. So we've now elevated this project, Hombre Muerto West plus Candelas, to a top 10 resource position globally, which is a very significant achievement. That's not 6 months of work. Of course, that's building a resource position over time and doing all the geological work to support that. So that's a big step forward. The phase 2 construction permit, that was early in the year as well, and that allows us to jump from 4,000 tonne per annum current contemplated capacity in phase 1 up to 21,000 tonne per annum LCE units. That is going to be something that we're going to look at in 2026 in terms of getting a financing process off the ground for that. But we've got the construction permits now, which is fantastic. And look, just for reference, 2024 production statistics, the figures that we've got publicly available, that is equivalent to the production that Rio Tinto was putting out in the central part of the Salar. So it's a significant jump from where we stand today and even where we'll be in 12 months' time if we can make that next step. The other key elements in this year, we had the offtake agreement with Lithium. So that's a phase 1 offtake agreement, and we think we've chosen a great partner to work with there. It's beyond just them taking the product. They're assisting us with the processing of the brine. So it's a foundational relationship for us. We've secured all the financing. So that came through in 2 raises. One was a placement, and then we had the placement to Clean Elements, a separate deal with them. And we think that they're going to be a key part of the funding mix with ISP Group moving forward as we expand into phase 2. So they're the key ones, and perhaps one which was unexpected for those that have been following the story, but a pleasant surprise was the RIGI. And so the RIGI is a large-scale investment framework, and for those that have been following the story, you probably heard us talk about this in the past. It gives the company more or less a 1/3 reduction to our corporate income tax rate. It gives the company a host of other taxation advantages, fiscal stability for 30 years, which is significant for credit, and it gives us better access to foreign exchange market to repatriate our dollars as we go. So it's a fantastic achievement, and that was really an unexpected development. You mentioned earlier we had an unexpected or unsolicited bid. We were able to defend that and move forward. And look, I think you could probably say it's vindication of that decision to move forward independently on our own. We're now trading above where that bid would have been, even as presented, which doesn't take into account tax losses associated with that offer. But it's been a mere sort of 6 months since that bid emerged, and we've run forward, and it is testament to the confidence that we have in this project.
Yeah, didn't take into consideration the inventory and time to get in there.
Exactly right. Yeah.
Oh, it's been a year full of challenges, but I also normally a company will probably be re-rating in a better market with the news that we have. We have a strong 2026 ahead of us, and for our audience are all new. What's about Galan that's so different? What are we are here trying to explain the main difference that we have compared to our peers, compared to Hard Rock, and where are those fundamental differences that will make us a company to be noted in 2026?
It's a good question, and look, this is a question we get asked a lot. We can't be passive about our position in market. We think it's a very strong position that we've got, and it starts with the resource position. There's 4 key elements to our story which we think separates us from our peers: the resource position, our position on the cost curve, the proximity to production, and the permits. And I'll step through each one of those 4 elements. But the resource position, we've got scale and grade. It's not a case where we've got bulk tons but very low grade. We've got scale and we've got grade, and that resource foundation is immensely strong. As I mentioned earlier, it's a top 10 resource position globally. It's comparing us against the advanced projects in the world. So what a great foundational pillar for the business. Because of that resource, it allows us to do cost-effective evaporation, conventional evaporation. So that speaks to the second element, which distinguishes us of our cost profile. And for reference, if you look at Hard Rock peers operating in Australia and elsewhere, this has been an immensely difficult period for them. Notwithstanding what they might say on the front page of their quarterly reports, you look at their cash flow waterfall, and quarter on quarter, their cash balance is diminishing. And it's a simple truth of the industry that there's far more cost intensity involved in hard rock mining relative to high-quality lithium brine projects such as Hombre Muerto West. So, if you want a long-term resilient business, people need to operate in the brines, and we've seen that very recently with Rio Tinto declaring that they're prepared to move away from the hard rock operations in Australia and elsewhere and focus their efforts on South America.
And to complement the points about Galan, we have the highest disclosed grade of any lithium project in Argentina.
Yep.
We have the lowest level of impurities that translates into very low operating costs, and a competitive advantage is energy. We leave the sun and the wind to do the work. Therefore, our cost intensity is very low.
Exactly right. And look, I'll just finish off with those 2 other points to distinguish us. Proximity to production. We're a mere 6 months away from being into production. It's common to see a re-rate as companies fully de-risk their operations and come onto production. So there's a major catalyst there for investors on the near-term horizon. We'll be cash flow generative. We're one of those businesses that can weather the storm, so to speak. when the pricing environment is not good. So, the production proximity to production is a huge event for us. And finally, it's the permits, and it's a great tribute to the work that's been done, not only here but in Argentina, to work with the government and our stakeholders to secure in advance the permits that we need to advance this project. So we secured the phase 1 construction permit, secured the phase 2 construction permit so we can accelerate to 21,000 tonne, as mentioned earlier. And we've also secured the rigging, and I've just explained what that is. But that, for reference, has only been awarded to one other company in the lithium industry in Argentina, which is Rio Tinto, in respect to the Rincon project. So we're in rare company there for award of that rigging. And that is really the 4 key elements: resource, cost profile, production, and our permits.
Yeah, and also to mention, there's been M&A activity in we are neighbours from Lithium South as well. That didn't get picked up much here in Australia, but out is our neighbours.
Yes.
And the importance of for our audience is those key points are fundamental as a key differentiation. That's why we are set for a significant 2026.
Yeah.
And
let me ask you, JP, since you brought up 2026, the catalysts, we've spoken about a couple of them, but looking out to 2026, what do you see as the key catalysts for shareholders?
Well, so earlier mentioned, we are waiting for the plant to arrive into Argentina to get installed, test, prove it, and start producing.
Mm-hmm.
So the plant arriving is one catalyst. They're becoming our producers. The next one, as you pointed early on, we're going to start a competitive process to fund phase 2. So that is coming up the first half as well of 2026.
Yep.
And then we also started the study of getting phase 1 into full production of 5,400 tonnes that we initially designed for. We are going for 4,000 tonnes now. So the study started, and once we have the results, we're going to inform the market where we see that we can get that. Mm-hmm. And so those 3 strong points that I see for 2026. Well, the market is in very good shape. I think that the market is gathering momentum. We are gathering momentum, so we are going to collide in a good way to be at the right place at the right time for the next year. And also one of the points that you were making is the relationship with the local communities is very strong, remains strong for further work. The relationship with the Catamarca government has supported us all along to get this permit is very relevant and important. That we're very grateful the support that we got there. And actually, they were the one that pushed the RIGI forward for Catamarca. We are the first RIGI approving Catamarca as well. So, with all of those points, I believe that we are set for success. It doesn't come easy. There's a lot of work that needs to happen in between, but I believe that we are getting closer to that point. And we are going to demonstrate bit by bit what we can do and that we can grow. And a company, as you were pointing out, that can produce 20,000 tonnes once we get to phase 2 is definitely a large company. And that's what Rio Tinto next door neighbours have been able to produce last year. And so that was not to like about what we're doing for next year. So it's very exciting.
That's right. And just trying to summarise in a few words then what we've been talking about. We're saying now we have momentum. What is on the near-term horizon is transformative, and where we're going to be positioned in next year, 2026, is for growth. So there are a few key elements that I think shareholders can really look forward to. I think with that we can sign off on 2025.
Yeah.
So I'll let you wrap up, JP.
Thanks for the audience for these 9 episodes. It's been great updating everyone, and thanks for your help and support. We are going to finish in the year, but we're going to start with a lot of energy 2026, sorry. And with that, I just want to wish to everyone Merry Christmas, Feliz Navidad for our audience in Spanish, and a great New Year's with your family. And to wishing the best for everyone into the new year. Thank you very much.
Thank you.